Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. You know, when I was sent this forum post, I had no idea just how heated it was going to get. It's one of the most heated forum posts easily of 2023. And it involves a very popular complaint that I've covered a bit on the channel over the years, though not that much this year because I'm kind of to the point where I'd rather get something bad for free than not get anything at all. I say this because I'm one of the maybe few people who miss the Alliance Quest crystals. You might not care about the map crystals, and I know that Kabam has given us other opportunities, but those were a huge source for me of Tier 4 Basic. And yes, they're only 20 units apiece, but I'd rather not spend my units on them, and yet I have to, because even the Tier 4 Basic, very outdated arena, and other sources like daily Paragon crystals from my account aren't cutting it, particularly because you still need a very good amount of them to rank up either a 4 or 5 star, which I still think is something that I like to do, even though people will say it's outdated. I still like to practice ranking up new champions and adding in even new arena teams for my account. So PT_99 says, Kabam, last day of Legends Crystals brings a great opportunity. Now this was August 30th, but the life of this forum post has extended far beyond that. This might be the best thing ever that you guys have done after the introduction of 7 stars, is to give a great crystal, aka the Legends crystals. But now that it's ending, I think it'll be appropriate to finally introduce the Paragon objective crystals instead of this nonsense for Paragons. Now, to be clear, Paragon players have Cavalier objective crystals, they have solo supreme crystals, they have a lot of the same bottom crystals that other progressions that are not, of course, the top progression in the game have. I don't think much of these crystals, but I'll take them. Again, it's not supposed to be something that makes or breaks your account. It's just sort of like a positive bonus to playing the game. He says, as the Paragon, it's quite shameful to sit together with Cavaliers and be forced to open their crystals. They make fun of us, and honestly, it feels like a wet slap. We progress to Paragon, why the crystals have not? That almost felt Shakespearean in the wording of it. I don't know what a wet slap is. That sounds painful. Now, of course, the weird thing is, Cavaliers don't go straight to Paragon. There's this thing called Thronebreaker in between that wasn't covered in this, but I digress. Open these 10 crystals, got tier 4 class fragments. That should be for uncollected folks. And I will say, I'm sure the intentions of this writer are pure, but it's a very elitist tone. I don't want to be with the peasants. I'm a king. And I like tier 4 basic. So again, I'll take that tier 4 basic off your hands, buddy. Then I realized how disrespectful it is to give Cavalier objective crystals in 2023 to the Paragon. I don't know what, like, the Paragon is. Again, it sounds like a royalty term or something. Are you really referring to yourself as the Paragon? Kind of weird marketing. A_fungi or fungi? I agree. Only Cavs will disagree to this, and I'm pretty sure most Kabam developers are Cav level, so they don't have high hopes. Derpy Eagle straight up calling out Kabam developers. So, of course, other people are going to chime in. The Paragon, he's back. And then Kabam Mike says, I have a lot more rank 5 6 stars than you do. Oh! And more than double your number of 7 stars. Oh! This Kabam doesn't play their own game nonsense is dumb. And has been proven wrong so many times. Sometimes we can agree that players would like something but don't have the time or cap to do something. I don't know about the cap word of that. Or maybe we're just working on something else. Time is not limitless, and neither is our team's capacity. Now that is a true statement. So you can see, show us a screenshot, dude. Very curious. Pretty sure Jax is the only confirmed Cav, but that could have changed by now. Ignorant to say that developers don't play high when plenty of evidence is there to prove you wrong. Starting a new business called Only Cavs. People can pay to see them get slapped in the face. That is quite a dark comment. So you can see this really does just completely go off the rails. Annie, if if that's how you pronounce it, says, "This is not a brag thread. We need answers to OP's question." So eventually you will see that this just keeps going and going and going and going. Also, this is the most out-of-pocket answer by a moderator yet, and with jacks, that's impressive. Shots fired to everybody from go_2. But seriously, OP has a point. Why don't you guys update the solar objective crystals? When you do, it's a mediocre update that gets outdated in a few weeks. I understand time constraints and such, but this isn't a huge ask. Heck, I'm Paragon and getting Cav objective crystals. So right now it seems like we have two options. Either enjoy the Cav objective crystals even though they're not much to look at, or don't have a crystal at all. Now, I do think Kabam, behind the scenes, is setting up a new progression title relatively soon. If this follows what Thronebreaker did, this would actually be before Cyber Weekend 2023, though do not hold me to that. It's been either before Cyber Weekend or July 4th week sales, the last two progression levels, and it's been a while now since Paragon existed, as crazy as that is to believe, since to some people maybe it feels like just yesterday that was actually in the game. Don't you guys want input issues and BG's stuff fixed first? As the Paragon, I insist that Mike shows us a screenshot of his roster. This is becoming kind of funny too. Grounded Wisdoms here says, "This straight cracked me up, ha ha ha." So at least he's laughing about it. But eventually you can see Rowit _316. It's time to go. Was I a good crystal? No. You were the best. You were the best. Gone but never forgotten. Amen. And then we go to the last post, in which, why did you choose to answer a person trolling instead of the person who started this thread and had an actual question/point? We get Cavalier objective crystals as Paragon players, as do Thronebreakers, and it's a valid question. It's not nearly an important crystal like others in the game, but how the free crystal and the daily crystal updates with progression, so should that crystal. It's just a very outdated crystal. Please don't flex. I've only got one rank 5 and one rank 2 7-star. LOL. That's sarcasm. I'm joking. So, this continues and continues and continues. PT_99 says, "I'm not claiming I am the Paragon." Again, very strange statement. Maybe there's an inside joke I don't get, but either way, it's kind of fascinating that this is keep continuing, really. And so, yes, so much, and in the end, this kind of gets just ignored. By the way, this summoner, Sammy D, I stopped opening them a while back as it is only adding to my ISO problem. So he has saved 236. That's fascinating, as is the fact that this continues to be here. Wazzle 007, I think the Cav crystals have turned into solo and great solo crystals. They'll give us experience points boost, which are useless for counts. Level 60, even newer, greater solo crystals are pretty useless now. Maybe we need a new 50k version of the crystal with 6 stars related items and boost. I would definitely be for that. That deserves its own video, though. And then it ends. This makes me cry in the corner as I don't have rank 5, 6 stars. Rider of Hell says. Ghost Rider? Either way, lots to talk about. I get, in a perfect world, we'd have updates to these crystals. But I also get, we never got featured Thronebreaker crystals. It went straight from Cavalier to Paragon. So I wouldn't be doubted if it goes from Cavalier to Wallet Breaker with some of these crystals, because Kabam is moving on to another progression type in level, as they usually do around this time since the last one was introduced. Thank you for the support, as always, on my channel. Have a good day.